Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I have a video that is sponsored by this company here, HAISSTRONICA, I guess that's how it's pronounced. So they actually reached out to me and they asked me to review their product. I said, okay, I'm gonna look at it, and this is what they sent to me. They sent me this box here, and they sent me this set of connectors as a way to test the product, see if it's really worthwhile. And I'm gonna go through an unboxing. Well, this you can kind of more or less see what it is. So I'm going to open this right up. And so you're going to see what they actually gave to me, and we're going to test it out, see if it's actually worthwhile for your time. And I'm going to be very critical because I don't want to just sponsor anything that is, not going to help you out. So with that being said, this is a set of butt connectors. So you have 330 pieces. I'm not going to go out and count every single one, but you have a set of red, blue, yellow, white, and you have each one. You have 150 of the red, 100 of the yellow, and you have 32 of the. Oh, sorry. You have 100 of the blue, you have 32 of the yellow, and you have 48 of the white. So each color represents a wire gauge setting. So for the red, you have 22 to 16. You have 16 to 14 on the blue, and you have 12 through 11 on the yellow, and 26 through 24 on the white. Those of you who may not be familiar, so the number is referring to the size of the wire. And so we're going to take a quick look at it. They include a little manual here with your product. Basically saying, I guess, it's nothing really special. It's a really straightforward kind of thing, and it tells you more or less what they are, what sizes, and what temperature that these connectors shrink at. So these are heat shrink butt connectors, as you can see. The quality, I mean, just looking offhand, I haven't really encountered a bad quality butt connector. And the material here, it's pliable, so more than likely this thing is going to be good. So you have your mini connectors. So these are the white ones here, and then you have your yellow ones for your thicker wire. And it looks, like I said, pretty well made product. Very nicely organized. You have everything obviously here. You can rearrange it as you get your product if that is something that you're looking for. So this definitely is a very good product here. By the way, before I continue on, I will be providing a link so you guys can look at their website and see if there's something that catches your eye. So they're not only just selling this kind of stuff, they do have ratcheting tools I saw. They also have other electronic tools. And so we're going to open this up. And so let's see, what do we have here? So it's just wrapped in a simple plastic, nothing special. The box is a little bit beat down, and the way that they packaged it was pretty well. So I don't understand why this box is pretty beat up like this. So we're going to open this up right away, and we're going to see what's inside. So inside we have a crimping tool and a wire stripper. So these are the automatic wire strippers. If you guys are familiar, they do have a wire stripper in this kind of shape where you have, there's two different types. So you have the wire stripping part at the top here, and then you would have crimping pieces at the bottom. And then you have the other type of wire stripper where you have the wire stripping part here, and then you have the crimping at the top. So this company here, I think they really put some thought into the way that they sell their product. And the reason why I say it is because they sell this as a set. And why do I say that is because if you ever worked in any kind of electric or electrical wiring kind of environment, you'll realize that if you have an all-in-one, generally these all-in-ones are not good for like a universal situation. You're going to need basically two different sets, and that's why I actually have both of those type of traditional wire stripper, which has both the wire stripping part here and then at the bottom, only because when you're working like with car radials or something like that, then it's not as easy to use the crimping part at the bottom, and I'll talk about that later. But anyway, so this is their thing here, their automatic wire stripper, and so it just slides right open. And this is what it says on the back here. So you can see that it has like an adjustable knob, and then you have your cutting part here, you have your crimping part at the bottom, and you have your, obviously you have your wire stripping part here at the top. And you can see here when you press it, it kind of pinches down on the insulation and it pulls it apart. And that's how these things tend to work. So I'll demonstrate this in a little bit. And for the crimping part, again, it just clicks right open. It's just a sliding kind of case. And it's pretty good. They have it also in different languages. So you have it in English. I guess this is maybe German, maybe Dutch. I don't know. French, Italian, Spanish, and Japanese. So you do have a variety of little, I guess, instructions there. I'm not going to bother reading it. Tool is pretty simple. So I figure I'll give it a test so we can take a look at this part. And these are really convenient. And this is actually kind of nice because they have a very sturdy handle here. The handle here, this portion here is like a plastic. This portion is kind of, I guess you can call it rubber. It does have like an anti-slip feel to it. So this is pretty heavy, pretty well made, and shaking it doesn't really do anything. So, and the crimping part, let's see, how does this work? So it's a ratcheting effect. So that's pretty good too. So that makes it easier for those who have kind of difficulty pinching down. You have a ratcheting effect, so you can click it. You can probably use two hands if you're really weak. And so it just ratchets down. So we're going to test this out too. We're going to test these, also the connectors, making sure that everything works right. So here I have a little piece of wire. This was something that I did a long time ago. I was working on my lights, and then I clipped the wire, and we're just going to see the cutting portion here on the automatic wire stripper. So they claim that this portion here is your cutting portion, and it looks like it's just a small little razor blade that they had just cut off and then screwed it in. So that's also pretty good too, because if you wanted to replace it, I guess it's possible. I'm not exactly sure if this handle comes off. It probably does. It looks like it probably slides out. And I'm not sure, but it looks like it slides out because it does have a notch here. But I guess I won't go and bother that. I don't want to break it before I even start to use it. So, but anyways, you do have like a razor blade function here. So let's see how good it is. I'm not sure what the wire gauge is on this thing. I can't remember. Anyway, so just clip it like that, and we're going to cut it. Cuts it very easily. Takes almost no effort to cut it, so that's good there. So now we're going to test the wire portion here, or wire stripping portion. So you have multiple ways of using this thing. So and I guess this here is the adjuster, so you can adjust it to whatever length you want. So if you're just stripping wire just constantly like that, you can actually have this piece set so that you can have it at a certain length where you can strip the wire. So I'm going to go ahead and strip this wire right here. As you can see, I have it held like that, and we're going to see if it works with one hand, and it works pretty well. So you can see that it's stripped right there, and that's my new open end piece right there. So let's just strip it again. Let's see if we can keep going there. Well, I guess that's the length that is already stuck, so I'm not quite sure. I guess I should have read the instruction manual, not do. Oh, okay, there it goes. It just kind of spring loads itself out. So we're going to strip a lot more just to see if it can continuously strip even though it's already been open like that. So let's see if it can strip. Oops, I had it at an angle there. So, and it does. It does its job. So there you go. So you have it at a better length there. And let's see if you can just push that right back in to readjust the length. So here we're going to try it again. We're going to try the, we're going to cut it. And then basically let's open this up. So again, so you just turn it to the right to release the tension on the spring that's holding this piece in. So we're going to put that about there. Well, let's put it right around there. And we're going to strip this again. Very simple, very easy. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to test both. So I'm going to, well, let's do this here. Let's cut this wire, and we're going to cut it right around here. So it's a very simple design, and there you go. Strip that there. We're going to strip this here. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to test both the tools. So we're going to just wind the wire up, and we're going to see how well. Like I said, I'm not quite sure what the wire gauge is on this thing, so we're just going to take a guess. And it seems like if we go with the blue, we maybe be able to cover both 16s. I'm guessing maybe this is maybe a 16. I'm not quite sure. So looking at this, it probably is. So what we could do here is just slide the wire through here. And we're going to slide the wire through here. It's not, don't expect it to be perfect. So because I'm just doing this for demonstration purpose. So with this thing, you have a color code there. So you obviously have the blue, red, yellow, and I guess you could use these other functions here. So see, this is the part where I don't really like it. I don't like to use these kind of automatic strippers for crimping because it doesn't usually work very well. So, well, let's put it there, I guess. And let's crimp it down. Let's see how does it work. And I did not crimp it very well because it slipped. But anyways, as you can see there, it worked there. So we can crimp it again here. So this is why I don't like it. So if you can imagine, if I'm going to crimp this thing in the car, and you know, if you're, that did not work well either. So I'm not sure, maybe I did not push it all the way. Let's try one more time at the same crimp point. Okay, now I'm putting more tension on it, so there it goes. Oh, that didn't work. So as you can see here, using this kind of tool here to crimp is not a very good idea. I'm not sure if I use the bottom function, would it have worked better? Let's try that. Let's yank this out. So let's try the red. Let's try to see if the red, no, I'm pretty sure this is blue. Maybe it's a 14 gauge, yeah, because it's not sliding through. So let's try the blue. And, okay, let's use the lower portion here. Or maybe it's the about here. So let's use that, and we're going to crimp it down this way. And no, it's not looking too good here. So again, this kind of tool here for crimping is really not good. So hopefully this tool here will cover up the mess. So here we're going to put it to the blue setting, and we're going to ratchet down, and we're going to crimp it right there. And we're going to crimp it just like that. We're going to ratchet it all the way down as much as we can go. And that looks good. And see, there you go. Now that is a very good crimp. This tool here, if you're thinking about crimping, forget about it. This is the way that it should look. So like I said, this company had put more thought into selling their product. And as you can see, the pinch is much better. It's a very flat, so and it's very solid. Now I'm not able to yank the wire out. Personally though, I don't like crimping only because soldering is a more secure way. You're not going to have any issues with the like the crimp points at the, you know, you're not going to have this kind of issue where you could yank it out, kind of like earlier what we saw with this thing. Now I'm going to go get a lighter and a heat gun, and what I'm going to do here is test the actual melting on the butt connectors here, and we're going to see how do they melt. So these are heat shrink butt connectors. So with that being said, that we can take a look to see how well do they seal the wiring insulation to make it so that it is so-called waterproof. That's what they always claim with butt connectors. Now, now give me a second, and I'm going to go get my lighter and my heat gun. All right, so we're going to continue on with the heating portion of the butt connector here. So what I'm gonna do is I have a heat gun, nothing special. I'm gonna put it to the low setting, and we're gonna see how easy it is to weld this point here, or kind of heat shrink that point there. So this is the low setting. Let's see, it's not enough. Okay, so I'm gonna stop there, and it looks like it will continue on to being very well, and it is very well sealed. As you can see, well, let's see if with camera we can focus on that point there. The don't think the camera is willing to focus, but with my eyes, you have to believe me on this. It's actually very well sealed. It almost looks like it's a piece of the wire, and I don't think that there will be any moisture coming in. Now I had it at the low setting, and I assume that if I have it at the high setting, let's just stick this in there, and let's see if it's any better at the high setting. And I'm not sure, maybe that's too far or too big. I'm just gonna dunk a wire in there. I'm not gonna bother crimping it or anything like that. So we just have it at the high setting. Okay, so it looks very well. That was really hot. As you can see, the wire insulation was also melting there. So that is a pretty good seal there. Now, with that being said, let's try with the lighter. Actually, I have a torch. It's not really, I guess you would call it a lighter, but I'm just calling it that. But so not everybody has a heat gun. Not everybody has a torch too, but the torch can represent your lighter. So it does take a little while to heat up. So if you saw that, it did take a little while to heat up. And here we're just using a butane torch, and we're just using the, so with the butane torch, it looks like it may be override too. Yeah, so it's gonna be it'll be fine even if you had a lighter. You just, I mean, the butane torch is essentially just heat source. And as you can see here, I mean, this thing does get pretty darn hot. So as you can see, it does seal very well there. I'm not sure why my camera's not focusing, but I can tell you right now that it does seal very well. It's probably really hot, but so you can see I'm not capable of yanking out the wire. Let's see if we can try that. Yeah, let's pinch it and see if we can, oops. No, I don't think that's gonna work. But anyways, it's solid, it's sealed very well, and it's not coming out. So that is a pretty good butt connector. So if you guys are looking for something, like I said, they have a variety of tools, and the price is pretty fair. If I'm not mistaken, I saw this set with the crimping tool and the automatic wire stripper for about $33 some. And like I said, the wire stripper is really good at stripping the wire. Once again, I'm going to show you that it can even strip the wire right in the middle. So if you ever did a T-type joint connection, you can easily do that. And so, like I said, there's nothing bad really to say about this product. And easily, if you were to go down to, I don't know, some like tool shop like Lowe's or Home Depot, you can probably pay something about $30-$40 for just this tool alone. And if you're getting it as a set with these two, I'm not sure how much the butt connectors cost. But if you're getting this for about the similar price of one tool, then I mean, by all means, it seems like it'll be a pretty good idea to, pick this up. The only problem, like I said, with this thing is you saw the crimping function on this. It's not that good. So they really put their mind to the way to use or to market this thing, and you should get both of these. And it definitely will be easier when you're crimping wires this way rather than trying to like finagle things around this way and then try to pinch it down. So again, if you need an automatic wire stripper, this is a good brand to check it out. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. That's their name right there. And I'm calling it HAISSTRONICA because that's the way I'm reading it. So if you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below. I'll leave a link to their website if you guys are interested in just taking a look, or if you are interested in any of their other tools. Like I said, I saw like a kind of like a ratcheting wrench that also caught my eye. I may look at their products because I've tested this out now that I know what they're selling. And I'm kind of interested in what else they have to offer. So again, if you have any questions, comments, leave them down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks.